Get yourself a nice ripe avocado, scoop out the flesh, stick it in a bowl, a little bit of salt and pepper, mash that up, give it a good old smash in.
Avocado is Joe's favourite hero ingredient, and for good reason. They're packed with unsaturated fats like omega-3 and 6 that help lower cholesterol. They also contain more protein than most other fruits, and they're high in fibre. So this little mean, lean super green will help you stay fuller for longer.
Next up, we're going to poach our eggs. So, get the water bubbling, but not too hot. You just want a gentle rumble. Create a little tornado, little whirlpool right in the middle of the saucepan, straight in the middle. I'm now going to show you how to make a really quick and easy, hassle-free hollandaise sauce, which tastes just as good and it's a little bit healthier. 2 big dollops of mayonnaise, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and a little splash of white wine vinegar. Give it a little mix. Tastes amazing. With this recipe, we're ditching the muffin and we're going for some really nice, thick, deli-cut ham. Take our smashed avocado and dollop it all over the ham and rest our perfect poached eggs right on top of the avocado. Let's get saucy. Take your hollandaise sauce, give it a little drizzle, a little bit of fresh chilli, some fresh chives, and finally finish the dish off with a little sprinkle of my favourite pine nuts. Cool, look at that. That is the best eggs Benedict I've ever seen. Quick and easy, and it's going to get you lean. Right, if you're a burger fan like me and want to get a bit guilty, try this one. It's my homemade McLeanie burger. You want to get some extra lean turkey mince. Chop up some fresh coriander, straight in the bowl. Some spring onion, bosh! Salt and pepper, a little bit of sesame oil, and finally, smells odd, but gives it loads of flavour. It's fish sauce, but only a tiny little drop of this. Right, get stuck in. Right, so separate this into 4. Everyone's going to love these. Squeeze it together nice and firm. Throw them in the pan. Wallop! Right, get some Greek yoghurt, a little bit of chipotle paste, give it a mix, and that is going to be our lovely burger sauce. Look at the state of that.
And guess who ate nearly all those burgers all by himself? Time to think outside the cereal box. No sugars, instead healthy fats to fuel you up. Joe is always filming his fast and furious recipes to post online, and if you've not seen him in action before, brace yourself.
Right, people. Oh, hang on. Right, people, I've got a message for the world. Do not fear fats. Your body needs healthy fats, and this recipe, my baked eggs and avocados, will be right up your street. Fats me up, baby. Cut an avocado in half, take out the stone, fill it with an egg, a little bit of salt and pepper. You're going to stick that in the microwave, give it a 30-second blast, and keep checking it until your eggs are cooked through. Stick some bacon under the grill. Slice it up, sprinkle it on top, a little bit of fresh chilli, and bosh, that is a lean and healthy, fats me up breakfast. That is naughty. Chicken Kiev is one of my favourite things as a kid. My mum used to make it for me, but it was always frozen. She'd bang it in the oven. It wasn't very healthy. So this is a healthier version. It tastes just as good, and it's really quick and easy to make. Instead of using rice and mashed potato, I'm going to do a little trick and make some cauliflower rice. It tastes really good and goes perfect with the chicken Kiev.
Often overshadowed by its green cousin broccoli, cauliflower's pretty cool too. Packed with vitamins and antioxidants, it contains a nifty vitamin choline thought to improve long-term memory, and vitamin K that can improve your bone health. It's the super veg you need in your basket.
Just blitz it up, just pulse it. Perfect, that's just the texture you want, so it looks like couscousy rice. A little bit of coconut oil in the pan, in with your cauliflower rice, stir fry that for a few minutes, and then we'll get on with the chicken. Take a nice big sheet of cling film, get your chicken breast and stick it right in the middle. Then you want to give it a good old bash with a hammer or a rolling pin. So really give it some, you want to make it nice and thin because it's going to cook quicker. You want a little knob of butter. Chicken breast in the pan. We're now going to make the garlic butter. All you're going to need is some fresh garlic into a bowl, a few knobs of butter, and a little bit of chopped parsley. This is where all the flavours are, the garlic, the parsley, the butter. We're going to spread this on top of our chicken, and that becomes a chicken Kiev. Chicken's done, we've got our garlic butter, now we can start plating up the dish. Get a nice big pile of cauliflower rice, lay your chicken breast on top of the rice, take a nice big dollop of the garlic butter, sprinkle a little bit of parsley on top, add a few more healthy fats with a handful of walnuts, and all you need now to finish the dish is a little green side salad. Pile that onto the plate, get some of your favourite greens. Cool, look at that, a healthy version of a classic chicken Kiev. It's going to taste just as good and it's way, way healthier.
It's time to wake up to sausage and egg like you've never seen before.
First things first, get yourself some sliced chorizo, fresh spinach, and just let that wilt in, bringing all those lovely flavours together. Slow-mo tossing! Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crack 10 eggs. It's going to make about 10 muffins.
I love eggs. These heroes in a hard shell are packed with healthy fats and protein to keep you fuller for longer. They contain 13 essential minerals and vitamins, including vitamin D for healthy bones. And they're cheap too.
Give them a good old whisk and we're going to add in the next ingredient, which is going to be a grated courgette, some grated mozzarella cheese, sliced spring onions, and give it a good season with some salt and pepper. We're now going to add the chorizo and the spinach into the bowl. These are going to taste wicked. Give that a good old mix, take a muffin tin, give it a little bit of grease in, and we're going to get a little ladle or a big spoon and pour it into the little muffin tins. All I've got to do now is bang them in the oven for half an hour and they're done. And look, that's it, quick and easy. Egg and chorizo muffins make a perfect snack. It's reduced carb and it's going to give you loads of energy. They also taste just as good cold the next day. I am going to make the most incredible Terry the Tuna Niçoise salad, all right? It's going to taste decent. Now, this is a proper bit of tuna, and that is how it should be. Really, really great source of protein, and trust me, that is lean. Little bit of olive oil, give it a little slap, give it a little rub it. Little bit of salt and pepper. If you like any other spices, you can chuck them on there. Get your Terry the Tuna, and you're going to slap it in a smoking hot pan. Here we go, bosh! Flip your tuna steak. Terry the Tuna, he's cooked to perfection. We're going to take him out now and rest him on a chopping board. You don't want to overcook it. You want to keep a nice little pink bit through the middle. We're now going to make the salad. Grab yourself a big bowl, fresh spinach, handful of lentils, sun-dried tomatoes. Get your nuts in, handful of walnuts, green beans, straight in the bowl. A little bit of salt and pepper, splash of sherry vinegar. Give it a good old mix up. Get right in there. Grab yourself a nice big serving plate. Look at that. Who said salads had to be boring, eh? Not me. Right, Terry the Tuna, I'm coming for you. So you want to slice it up however you like. I'm going to do it in 3 cheeky little sections and pile it up on top of my salad. Look at that. That is restaurant standard food right there, look. Okay, now the final thing we're going to add, I've boiled a couple of eggs, and the secret to a good boiled egg is put it in cold water, bring it to the boil for 10 minutes on the nose, no more, no less, and I guarantee hard on the outside, runny in the middle. If my predictions are right, this should be nice and gooey when I cut through. Look at that. That is how you do it, and that is it. That's how I stay lean, and that's going to make you feel the nuts.
When you've worked up a sweat, the reward is really worth it. Packed with healthy fats, protein and carbs, there's nothing better than my bad boy burrito.
It's quick and easy, got loads of flavour, and this is the sort of food that's going to give you energy right through the day. First things first, take a saucepan and chuck in some refried beans. And a little bit of fresh coriander. Give it a little mix, a little bit of coconut oil in a pan, bit of red onion.
The humble onion will add flavour to any savoury dish. Now don't cry, it has appealing properties, including quercetin, an antioxidant with antifungal, antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. Great for those aching joints, even if you're feeling a little anti-exercise.
Next up, red peppers, a little bit of chilli flakes, and a lovely bit of thyme. Crack 2 eggs into a bowl, whisk them up, a little knob of butter, add the eggs, give it a little stir, take 1 tortilla and warm it up in the mic, spread the refried beans all over your tortilla, and then start building your bad boy burrito. Now it's time for the tricky bit, folding it up. So go over the top, side to side, roll it up nice and tight, and check that out. That is what I call a banging burrito. Getting lean doesn't mean you got to sit on your own like Billy No Mates eating a salad like a rabbit. Let's go and cook Joe's chicken pie. Right, so we're going to start things off then with a knob of butter. And we've got some mushrooms. Leaky, bosh. Yeah, butter's right. Of course, it is high calories, you've got to eat in moderation. Butter's not as bad as we once thought. It's really good source of saturated fats. Next up, add your sliced chicken breast. Get in there. Slow-mo tossing. Chicken stock, get in the mix. Corn flour mixed with a little bit of water. Oh, look at that. Double cream. A little bit of salt and pepper. Baby spinach. Grab yourself a pie dish, pour it in, and we're going to top this with our phyllo pastry, scrunch it up and squish it on. The more surface area, the crispier it's going to get. 20 minutes in the oven, that phyllo's going to come out all nice and crispy. So that's what you want, the crunch, the phyllo crunch. Nice big portion of your favourite greens. Oh, get out of town. That is a chicken pie. Let's get cooking. First things first is the lentils. We've got the chickpeas, another great source of protein, and one of my favourite things of all, a little bit of quinoa straight in the pan. Give it a little mix, and next thing you're going to do is add the vegetable stock. So straight in there. We're now going to add my favourite vegetable of all, the little green midget trees.
Eat your greens, and broccoli is the business. You know what I mean, those little midget trees. Tasty raw or cooked, its antioxidants can lower cholesterol and help fight off disease. It's packed with fibre and high in vitamin C, a good booster for your immune system. So what's not to love?
Next up, you want the juice of half an orange. Give it a good old squeeze. You want a little splash of apple cider vinegar. This is already starting to smell incredible. Next up is grilled avocado. Watch your fingers, twist out, that's how you do it. Cut it into nice, thick wedges, and we're going to place that on top of the griddle pan. If you haven't had grilled avocado, you're going to absolutely love it.
It'll add a smoking charred flavour. Lovely.
We ain't even finished yet. I mean, look at that. All them colours. It's now time for the special ingredient, the best part of all. This is the harissa paste. It tastes amazing. Give it a nice old drizzle. This salad's got it all going on. You've got the soft, the crunchy, the salty, the sweet. That is my superfood harissa bowl, and you're going to love it. I'm making one of my favourite recipes for the barbecue, my lamb koftas, really quick and easy, smash them on the barbecue and they're ready in 15 minutes. First things first, get yourself some good quality minced lamb, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of cumin, and the final thing, you might be surprised, a little bit of sweet cinnamon. Throw in some spring onion. Now you got to get stuck in, you got to get your hands dirty, squeeze it all together, give it a good old massage, good old massage. Grab yourself a ball of meat, and now we're going to roll our little kebabs like a sort of big old juicy sausage, and then you're going to stick your little kebab stick right down the middle. That is how you make a lamb kofta kebab. It tastes perfect. Get a few more on there. Lovely. Well, you've got to do a slow-mo sizzle. Oi, the kebabs are ready. Who's up first? Come on in. Ladies first?
Right, I'll go for it.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
That's gorgeous.
And here's my healthy version of a great British dish.
Who said fish and chips can't be healthy? Certainly not me. First thing you want to do is take a big sweet potato, chop it into wedges and stick it on a tray with a little bit of coconut oil, season with salt and pepper and bang them in the oven for about 20 minutes.
Sweet potatoes are the perfect post-workout carbohydrate. They're a great source of potassium, magnesium and iron, and their natural sugars slowly release into the bloodstream, helping you get a more stable source of energy.
Now what you're going to do is get 3 plates. We're going to put flour on one, so a little bit of salt and pepper in with the flour. On the second plate, you're going to crack a couple of eggs, whisk them up, and on the last one, you've got some breadcrumbs. Step 1, cover it in flour and shake off any excess. Step 2, dip it in the egg, make sure you cover it, because this is what's going to make the breadcrumbs stick to the fish. Then, the third and final step, dip it in your breadcrumbs. Who needs that greasy old chip shop batter, eh? Take the wedges out of the oven and add the fish to the tray. We're now going to get it baking. No decent fish and chips will be complete without a nice portion of mushy peas, and here's how I make them. You boil some peas, put a little bit of fresh mint in there, a little bit of fresh chilli, and a squeeze of lemon juice. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So give them a good old mash, get right in there. And that is how you make the perfect homemade mushy peas. Eating fish and chips and burning fat, is he having a laugh? Not me, mate, not when you make it like this. Homemade healthy fish and chips, that is how you do it and stay lean. Next time you think about ordering a takeaway curry, hold your horses and give this lamb curry Madras a go. It's quicker, it's easier, and it's much healthier. Coconut oil in the pan. When the oil's got nice and hot, throw in your diced onions. Next up, a nice big dollop of Madras curry paste. And a little splash of water. Right, this is starting to smell amazing. So next up, we're going to get some big old chunks of lamb. Bosh, get in there. Then we've got some chicken stock. Bring it to the boil, let it simmer for about an hour. Next up, throw in the cauliflower and lentils.
Lentils are tiny, tasty pulses that pack a punch. Just 100 grams gives you a quarter of the fibre you need each day, and they're a great source of iron to fight fatigue.
Let it simmer for about 25 minutes without the lid on. Ooh, saucy! That's a bit of me, that is. Next up, big handful of spinach. Give that a good stir, and then we're going to add the final ingredients. This is cashew nut cream. All you've got to do is soak some cashews in water, blitz it up, and you're left with a lovely creamy paste. That's got loads of healthy fats, and that's really going to make the curry nice and creamy. All you've got to do now is serve it up, stick it in a big bowl, and go and enjoy it with all your mates. I mean, check that out. Who needs to order a greasy takeaway when you can make this little beauty at home? Right, listen up. Running low on energy? Look no further. All you need is Joel's Energy Balls. First up, handful of oats, flaxseed, chia seeds, cashew nuts, sunflower seeds. Ooh, get some dates in there. Handful of raisins. My favourite is the peanut butter. Next up, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of coconut oil. Put the lid on, give it a pulse. When you've got the consistency, take off the lid, get it in your hand, give it a good old squeeze, nice and firm. Make yourself a little golf ball. We don't want tennis balls. And then I'm going to roll it in this lovely desiccated coconut. Make sure you give them a good old roll. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. You can drizzle it in a little bit of dark chocolate, but me, oh no, I'm a dipper. I'm a double dipper, so look. And that is what I call a super duper energy ball. Naughty!
And rest.
First step you're going to do, take a little baking dish, get some coconut oil and grease up the whole dish. This is going to stop your clafoutis sticking when you take it out of the oven. Grease it up, baby. We're going to coat the dish with some oats. Make sure you get a nice even coat of the oats all around the dish. We're now going to add one of my favourite berries, raspberries.
This tiny berry is bursting with health benefits. They're high in fibre so can help your digestion, and just 1 cupful will give you half your RDA of vitamin C. Raspberries also contain flavonoids, thought to help lower glucose levels. Great for people like Liz with type 2 diabetes. Now that's what I call a lean, mean berry.
Move the dish over to one side, grab a nice big bowl, so now we're going to make the batter. We're going to have 4 whole eggs, add some Greek yoghurt, 2 tablespoons of honey.
By substituting double cream and refined sugar for honey and Greek yoghurt, my fruity clafoutis is just as delicious, but much better for you.
I mean, how easy is this? All you've got to do is give it a good old mix, add it to the dish, take the rest of the oats and just sprinkle them over the top of the dish. This is going to give it a lovely crunch when it comes out of the oven. And there you have it, 20 minutes later, that is banging. That is a fruity clafouti, perfect pudding for you and the family.
After a hard workout, we all deserve a sweet treat now and again. That's right, you don't have to cut treats out completely on my plan.
Does the body coach eat chocolate? Of course he does. Guilty as charged, but only in moderation. I believe everyone should have treats, and these peanut butter brownies with dark chocolate are the nuts.
Make sure you use chocolate with 70% cocoa or more. It's a great source of iron and contains a wide variety of powerful antioxidants. Now that's what I call a win.
First step, grab yourself a big bowl and put it over a pan of hot boiling water. We're then going to add our chocolate and our peanut butter and a little bit of honey. Let it all melt and give it a really good mix. Grab yourself a blender and get 2 bananas, a little bit of almond milk, a little hit of vanilla extract, and 2 big scoops of chocolate whey protein. Give it a whiz. That's done, it's nice and smooth. We're now going to add 3 egg yolks into the mix. Keep the whites so you don't want to throw them away. We're going to use them at the end of the recipe. Let that mix up. We're going to whisk up these egg whites till they go nice and stiff. Do you want to know the best way to check that the egg whites are ready? Take the bowl and stick it above your head. I'm now going to take the banana mixture and add it into the chocolate. Look how good that looks already. We're now going to take the egg whites, fold it really, really carefully. We need to keep as much air as we can in the mixture. So when it goes in the oven, it's going to come out really gooey. Grab yourself a cake tin, scrape it all off, get every last bit in there. I mean, how easy was that? All I've got to do now is bang them in the oven for 12 minutes and they're done. Make sure you give your brownies 5 minutes to cool and Bob's your uncle. Just in case it ain't chocolatey enough, give it a little sprinkle of cocoa. Remember, this is a treat, so don't be a greedy little monster and eat the whole thing by yourself. Make sure you chop it into squares and share it with your friends or family. I'll tell you what, they are naughty.